Hey everyone, Mr. Fritz here. There's one quick thing that I'd like to add to the code that we have so far, just to make it a little more interesting even still. We have a little bit of randomness to whether or not we land a hit, but let's try and make this even more like a game that adds suspense or some sort of drama to this, and it's not just a printout, but something that has a little bit of a sense of time and progression. And in order to do that, what I'd like to do is I want to actually have it take a moment before each line of code spits out so that I get to kind of read it. It's not just I have to, if right now the way that it runs is I say things and then I have to kind of read through, okay, this is what happened, okay, this is what happened. I'd like that information and to be able to digest it as it comes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, what I'd like to do is kind of pause the output of the code as this is occurring, and that's really easy to do. I can import another library that helps me manipulate time, and that is called the time library. So if I import time, now I can do all kinds of things. And I encourage you to look up the time documentation if you want to. You could just Google time Python library. And you can find all kinds of interesting things of what you can do, what you can't do. A little bit of light reading you might enjoy in this time. But anyways, what we are going to do is just kind of pause the code. And the way that we do that is, let's think about where we want that to happen. I probably want it to happen right after we either land a hit or miss. Or right after it says that we attack. So I'm going to put a pause right, actually let's put a pause after this hit. So if I type time.sleep and put in a value, what this means is I'm accessing the library called time. There's a function in the library of time called sleep, and it takes a value, and that value is the number of seconds that it's sleeping. And actually if I go back to this, and I search for sleep, you can actually see how it works. So I suspend the execution of calling thread for a given number of seconds. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just saying code stop executing for this amount of time. So I'm going to put a 1 second delay here. I'm going to put a 1 second delay after it prints out how much damage there is that occurs, and then I'll put another pause after it says how much is remaining. Is there anything else I want to do? I think that's pretty good. So let's do the same thing here with the enemy turn. So time.sleep 1, time.sleep 1, and time.sleep 1. That way it's kind of pausing as it's spitting things out. So player name player, enemy name enemy, prepare for battle. Oh, I miss. Lands a hit, 9 points of damage, 41 remaining. So that you can see this, it makes it a little bit more appealing to read, and it's not just I have to go back and look through all these things, but it's kind of live action sort of feel. This might be too fast or too slow for you, and you're welcome to manipulate these times. You can make them decimals, so if I wanted this to be a half second, I can do that with a 0.5. And if you wanted to have different pauses in different places, you're welcome to add those in as you like as well. So that's how we can kind of make it seem like it's progressing in a real timely fashion.